What if everything you've ever wanted, every goal, every dream, could begin shifting in just 6 months? Most people waste half a year without even noticing it. But what if you use that same time to reinvent yourself? The only thing standing between you and the life you want is a decision you make today. 6 months. That's all it takes to radically transform your entire life. Not 10 years, not some distant one day, and certainly not forever. Just 6 months of intense focus, absolute discipline, and unshakable commitment. The truth is, most people have no idea how quickly things can turn around. Why? Because they're stuck in the false belief that change takes forever. But it doesn't. Just half a year of consistent action, when you move with clear intention, when you show up every day and execute with purpose, you'll look back and barely recognize who you used to be. And yet, while many are stuck waiting for change, they unconsciously let 6 months drift by, accomplishing nothing meaningful. Instead of taking control, they bounce from one distraction to another. They start projects full of enthusiasm, only to abandon them halfway. Time slips through their fingers as they chase instant gratification, leaving their true potential untouched. But there's another group, a smaller, rarer kind. The ones who understand the power of momentum. The ones who learn how to block out the noise, eliminate the excuses, and pour themselves fully into a goal. These are the people who make the impossible look easy. They don't wait, they commit. Now imagine this. What if today, this very moment, you decided that the next 6 months of your life would be different? That, for once, you would go all in. No distractions, no compromises, no looking back. That you would wake up every morning with a clear mission, follow through with relentless precision, and keep going no matter the obstacles. Where could that level of intensity take you by the end of 6 months? How much sharper would your mind be? How much stronger would your body, your habits, your results become? It's a powerful question, but one most people never ask themselves. Instead, they cling to the fantasy of someday. They say they'll start when things feel perfect, but here's the hard truth. Someday doesn't exist on any calendar. And the perfect moment? It never arrives. There's only now. And those who rise to the top, those who separate themselves from the average, are the ones who realize that every second wasted is one they'll never get back. So here's the decision in front of you. Are you truly ready to take control, to stop delaying your growth, to give yourself 6 months of unwavering effort, 6 months of becoming the most disciplined, focused, unstoppable version of yourself? Because if you are, you're about to unlock a kind of progress that most people never even get close to in their lifetime. And once you get a taste of what you're truly capable of, there's no going back. This isn't about temporary motivation. It's not about getting fired up for a few days only to fall off the path again. This is about creating a repeatable system, a clear, structured roadmap that, if followed with consistency, will bring success within reach. It's a plan that will stretch you, force you to grow, and push you beyond every limit you once believed was unbreakable. It will shift your mindset, refine your habits, and elevate your discipline. And as a result, your outcomes will change. So if you're ready, if you're truly serious, this next chapter will be the most intense, productive, and transformative period of your life. And once you begin, once you taste the results of unrelenting execution, you won't want to stop. You won't be able to. But before any of that can happen, there's one essential first step you need to take. Own your life. No more excuses. No more blaming your past, your parents, your surroundings, or bad luck. If you're not where you want to be, there's only one explanation. Your decisions brought you here. And if you want to be somewhere else in 6 months, it starts by making better choices today. Most people never take full responsibility. They cling to old stories and blame the world for their circumstances. But change doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who own every part of their journey. Too often, people convince themselves they're stuck because of forces beyond their control. They blame circumstances, the economy, their past, or even luck. But winners think differently. They know that no matter what happened yesterday, they alone hold the pen that writes tomorrow. They don't waste precious time or energy complaining about what they can't change. Instead, they redirect every ounce of focus toward what they can influence, and that's exactly what you need to start doing right now. From this very moment forward, you must choose to see everything as your responsibility. That means owning your results, both good and bad, your growth, your daily routines, your mindset, your discipline, and ultimately, your success. If there's a part of your life that feels off track or broken, it's on you to fix it. If you're not living the life you desire, you must be the one to take action and do something about it. There's no more room for delays, no more sitting around waiting for the right time, no more giving your future away to indecision. Once that mindset shift happens, the next critical step becomes clear. You need absolute clarity on your goals. This is where most people trip up. They say they want to be successful, but when asked to define it, their answers are vague and unclear. They say they want to improve, but can't explain what that improvement actually looks like. Without a clearly defined target, it's impossible to measure progress, and you can't hit a target you can't see. So ask yourself honestly, where do I want to be 6 months from now? What tangible things do I want to have achieved? What skills do I want to master? What habits do I want to make second nature? Which areas of my life need the biggest upgrades? And be specific. If your goal is to get fit, then clarify. Does that mean losing 10 pounds, gaining muscle, running a faster mile? If your goal is financial freedom, what does that really look like? Earning an extra $2,000 a month? Saving 30% of your income? Launching a business? Remember this: vague goals produce vague results. You need your target to be crystal clear, so detailed and defined that there's zero room for confusion about where you're heading or what you're aiming for. And once that clarity is in place, the next logical step is to create your plan. Because goal setting alone won't change your life. Anyone can say they want something. But winners build roadmaps. They don't just dream. They reverse engineer their vision into daily, weekly, and monthly actions. Let's say your goal is to be in the best shape of your life in 6 months. What's your exact workout routine? What does your nutrition need to look like? How many hours should you be sleeping? What will your weekly progress checkpoints be? If your goal is financial, what practical steps must you take? Do you need to earn more? Reduce expenses? Develop a new income stream? The path becomes real when it's specific. You need to know exactly what actions must happen every single day to push you forward. And then, this is where most people break down, you need to execute consistently and relentlessly. That's the part where the difference is made, because, sadly, many people set goals, even make decent plans, but they don't follow through. They let themselves get distracted. They allow emotions or laziness to win. They let inconsistency eat away at progress. But that won't be you. Not this time. For the next 6 months, your new standard must be unwavering discipline. You'll show up every day and follow through, regardless of how you feel. And here's the key shift you must make. Stop negotiating with yourself. Most people fail because they give themselves the option to quit. They wake up and ask, "Do I feel like it today?" The moment that question is asked, they've already lost. Because comfort will always try to win. The mind naturally seeks ease, not effort. But success? Success lives on the other side of discomfort. Winners don't give themselves options. They don't wonder whether to follow through. They've already decided. Working out? Non-negotiable. Following their plan? Not up for debate. They've made their actions automatic, consistent, and immune to excuses. That's why they rise while others stay stuck. And that's the exact mindset you need to adopt, because your future, 6 months from now, will not be shaped by how motivated you feel. It will be shaped by how disciplined you are when you don't feel motivated. Your commitment must outweigh your excuses. Your actions must speak louder than your doubts. Your focus must become stronger than your distractions. Because when you master the ability to execute, even when you don't feel like it, something extraordinary happens. You begin to separate yourself. You start achieving more in 6 months than others do in several years. And that right there, that's the true power of this plan. It isn't built on hype, fleeting motivation, or emotional highs. It's built on structure, on discipline, on a system that reshapes your life through deliberate, relentless action. It's about making decisions that stretch you. It's about choosing the uncomfortable path that leads to growth, day after day, without exception. The goal isn't to be just a little better after 6 months. It's to become unrecognizable, to evolve into a version of yourself that others won't even recognize, and that even you will marvel at. So here it is. This is your challenge. No more stalling, no more half efforts, no more hoping for perfect timing. From now on, you are all in, 100% every single day. And if you commit at that level, with that intensity, there is no force strong enough to stop you. The very first step in this 6-month transformation plan is to gain complete and total control over your time and priorities. Because without that foundation, nothing else you build will stand. You can dream as big as you want, set all the inspiring goals in the world, map out detailed plans. But if you don't control your time, someone or something else will. Your day will be consumed by distractions. Your energy will be scattered across meaningless tasks. Your time will be slowly drained by interruptions that seem small but steal your momentum. And before you even realize it, 6 months will have slipped through your fingers, and you'll still be standing in the exact same place. That's why this must be your first promise to yourself. Every moment of my time will serve my mission. No more letting your day control you. Most people live in constant reaction. They wake up and immediately check their phones, answer messages, respond to the world before even setting their own direction. Their minds are cluttered before their feet hit the ground. This is how they stay stuck. They move on autopilot, no system, no structure, just noise. And because of that, they make no lasting progress. But that ends here, for you. From now on, you will take ownership of your schedule. You will start your mornings with intention, with clarity, and with a clear plan of attack. You will execute that plan with urgency and without hesitation. You will no longer allow distractions to rule your day. You will no longer waste hours on things that don't serve your mission. You will treat each hour as your most precious resource, because it is. This means you must set boundaries, clear, firm, and non-negotiable. It means you must eliminate the time wasters, the endless scrolling, the conversations that lead nowhere. It means making daily decisions based on your vision, not your feelings. Because here's a hard truth. Every single thing you do either pulls you closer to your goals or pushes you further away. There is no middle ground. There is no neutral. No, just 5 more minutes. Every action is a step forward or a step back. If you're serious about change, then you need to move forward every single day. This is the trap where most people fall. They start strong. They feel inspired, but they don't guard their time. They don't say no when it matters. They allow their schedule to get hijacked, and slowly they slip back into old habits, back into comfort, back into average. They lose momentum. They lose their edge, but not you. From now on, you will build a schedule designed to make you win. You will wake up at the same time daily. You will structure your mornings to generate energy and clarity. You will create time blocks dedicated to deep work, to training, to personal growth. You will protect these blocks like they are sacred, because they are. You will no longer allow meaningless distractions to derail your mission. And most importantly, you will follow through on your schedule without exception. Because the moment you start negotiating, the moment you tell yourself it's okay to skip just this once, you start to lose. This isn't about working longer hours. It's about working with focus. It's about eliminating waste. It's about aligning every minute of your day with the person you're becoming. And in the next step, we'll dive even deeper into the structure of your days, how to create rituals, routines, and momentum that carry you forward. The harsh truth is this: most people are constantly busy but rarely productive. They fill their schedules with endless tasks, emails, errands, distractions, thinking that being busy means they're getting somewhere. But motion is not progress. Just because you're doing something doesn't mean you're moving forward. You must never fall into that trap. You must never confuse activity with achievement. From now on, every action you take must be intentional. Every step you make must be strategic. If it doesn't contribute directly to your goal, it needs to be removed. No hesitation, no guilt. This mindset shift right here is where one of your biggest breakthroughs will occur. You'll begin to realize just how much of your day has been wasted on things that felt important, but weren't. And when you start tracking your time with honesty, when you begin measuring your days hour by hour, you'll see the truth for what it is. You're not short on time. You've just been misusing it. You'll see that with a few small changes, a bit more awareness, and a refusal to waste another second, you can reclaim hours, days of your life. Once you eliminate the distractions, once you build a simple, repeatable system that keeps you focused, everything shifts. Your productivity skyrockets. Your results accelerate. Tasks that used to take you weeks, you'll now complete them in days. What once seemed far off begins to happen rapidly. This is how real transformation happens in just 6 months. It starts by mastering time with surgical precision, by cutting out what doesn't serve you, by replacing busy work with focused execution. No more wasted hours, no more mindless scrolling, no more passive waiting for the right moment. Every second counts. Every choice matters. And here's the key. If you commit to this, if you protect your time with the same fierce intention as the world's top performers, 6 months from now, you won't even recognize your own life. But taking control of time is only the beginning. Because time itself doesn't create success. How you use it does. And that brings us to your next challenge, mastering discipline. This is the part where most people fall short. They write down goals, design their schedule, talk about their dreams, but they don't follow through. Why? Because they're waiting for motivation. They wait to feel ready. And as a result, they stay stuck. If you're serious about transforming your life in 6 months, you must cut this weakness out completely. You cannot let emotions decide your future. You must become the kind of person who follows through, no matter what. Because here's the raw, unfiltered truth. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your results. Not luck, not talent, not intelligence, just pure, daily, consistent action. It's the ability to show up and get it done, especially when you don't feel like it. And this is where the real shift happens. When you stop waiting, when you stop hesitating, when you stop letting your feelings hold you hostage. That's when you become truly unstoppable. That's when your transformation really begins. Most people never reach this level because they never push through the resistance. They let discomfort win. They let small setbacks derail their momentum. They quit the moment things get difficult. But winners, real winners, don't run from discomfort. They thrive in it. They know that pain, exhaustion, self-doubt, they're all just noise. The only thing that matters is showing up and doing the work, and that from this point on must become your mindset. No more excuses, no more inner debates, no more waiting for the perfect conditions. Your actions can no longer be based on how you feel. They must be based on what needs to be done. That means waking up when you say you will, without hitting snooze. It means working out even when your body begs for rest. It means pushing forward on your goals even when no one is watching. It means eliminating "I don't feel like it" from your vocabulary entirely, because at the end of the day, your feelings don't move the needle. Your actions do. And in the next phase, we'll dive into how to build those unstoppable habits. So, discipline becomes who you are, not just something you try to have. Once you've mastered your time and developed a strong sense of discipline, the next challenge is to overcome the resistance in your own mind. Because you'll quickly realize actions lead to emotions, not the other way around. Winners understand something crucial that most overlook. Motion creates emotion. You don't wait to feel motivated to act. You act first, and the motivation follows. This is why the first 30 days of this journey will be the hardest. Your old habits will scream for attention. Your comfort zone will try to pull you back. Your mind will come up with excuse after excuse, whispering that maybe you can. Slow down, that maybe it's okay to rest just for today. But this exact moment is the defining point. This is where the successful separate themselves from the rest. The real test is simple. What do you do when you feel like quitting? Do you stop, or do you keep going, regardless of how tired, uninspired, or doubtful you feel? Because each time you push through that inner resistance, you become stronger. Each time you do what you promised yourself, even when it's hard, you build trust. And trust in yourself is the foundation of unstoppable momentum. Every moment you show up when quitting seems easier, you add fuel to a fire that cannot be extinguished. That's why this next chapter of your life, these 6 months, won't be like anything you've done before. There will be no breaks. No stalling, no compromises. You will train your mind to execute like a machine. And once you master that level of discipline, something incredible happens. You'll never need motivation again. You won't rely on someone to push you. You won't wait for the right mood. You won't need external validation or deadlines to move. Execution becomes automatic. It becomes who you are. Sadly, most people never reach this stage. They get caught in a loop, starting strong, then crashing, pushing for a few days, then retreating, getting excited, then losing steam. They never develop the internal system, the discipline that makes success inevitable. So they live stuck in a cycle of frustration, trying, stopping, trying again, but never truly achieving. That won't be your story. Because the moment you let go of the need to feel ready, the moment discipline becomes your new default, you start to win, every single time. So here's your new challenge for the next 6 months. Remove emotion from execution. Stop overthinking. Stop hesitating. If a task must be done, do it. If you've made a promise to yourself, honor it. If you've set a goal, chase it relentlessly until it's achieved. This is the mindset of champions. This is the difference between those who succeed and those who spin in circles. It's not about luck. It's not about talent. It's about becoming the kind of person who does not quit, who doesn't look for ways out, who never lowers their effort. And if you can rise to this standard, if you commit fully to this level of execution, 6 months from now, you won't even recognize the person you used to be. But discipline, while powerful, is not the final piece of the puzzle. Because even if you're consistent, even if you show up daily, if you're still operating at a low level, you won't break through. That's why the next phase of this plan is crucial. It's time to raise your standards in every area of your life. If you tolerate mediocrity, you will always remain average. If you settle for half-hearted effort, full results will forever stay out of reach. But the moment you raise your standards, the moment you demand excellence from yourself in every area, everything begins to shift. This is the mindset of the elite. They do not settle for good enough. They don't allow shortcuts. They refuse to move at the same pace as everyone else. Instead, they operate far above the norm. They train with more intensity. They work with sharper focus. And most importantly, they expect more from themselves than anyone else ever could. That's exactly what you must do for the next 6 months. In your work, in your habits, in your thoughts, in your level of physical and mental strength. You must lift the bar higher. You must demand a level of excellence that makes you uncomfortable, one that forces you to grow. No more scraping by, no more checking boxes, no more doing what's convenient and stopping when it gets tough. If you commit to something, you give it everything. If you set a goal, you pour your entire being into achieving it. When you wake up, you hit the ground running with urgency, like your future depends on it, because it does. This means training harder than you ever have, not just going through the motions, but pushing yourself beyond your previous limits. Not just working, but expecting more of yourself every single day. If 10 reps used to be your limit, you push for 12. If you worked an hour, you now go 90 minutes. If you once set small, safe goals, you now set massive, stretch goals. Because here's the raw truth. Growth only happens under pressure. If you're always comfortable, you're not growing. If you're not being challenged, you're not improving. If you're never struggling, you're simply staying the same. Comfort is the enemy of transformation. So if you truly want to change your life, in 6 months, you must chase discomfort. You must run toward what others avoid. You must deliberately put yourself in situations that stretch your mind, your will, your capacity, every single day. Most people avoid pain. They seek the easy path. They talk about change, but aren't willing to face the discomfort that comes with it. That's why they remain stuck, because real transformation hurts. It demands sacrifice. It requires you to push past the point where most people give up, and that's exactly what you must do. You must become obsessed with growth. Demand excellence in everything you do, the way you train, the way you work, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself. There can be no weak points, no good enough areas in your life. If something is not at the highest level, it gets fixed immediately. This is how you create massive results in a short amount of time, not by chance, but by design. By removing every weakness, strengthening every part of your day, ensuring every action, no matter how small, drives you forward. And this is where most people quietly fall apart. They start strong. They raise the bar. But then, they ease up. They make progress, then relax. They feel like they've done enough, so they stop pushing. And before they realize it, they're back at square one. But that won't be you. You will keep raising your standards every single day. You won't just maintain your progress, you will build on it. You won't just hold your ground, you will accelerate. Because now it's no longer about what you've done, it's about what you're willing to become next. And in the next phase, you'll learn exactly how to lock in this momentum, so growth becomes not just possible, but inevitable. You will begin to demand more from yourself. You will make a vow to never allow yourself to slip back into the version of who you used to be. And to make sure of that, you must develop the habit of constant self-evaluation. Each day, without exception, ask yourself, did I truly give my absolute best today? Did I push myself beyond where I was yesterday? Did I hold myself to the highest possible standard? And if the answer is anything less than a solid yes, you adjust immediately. No delays, no justification. There is simply no room left for average, no space for hesitation, no tolerance for half effort. Because now, you are fully in control of your path. And the next 6 months will be lived at a level most people never even touch. When you consistently raise your standards and demand your absolute best, day in and day out, something powerful happens. You simply cannot go back. You won't allow yourself to settle. That mindset shift becomes permanent. By now, you've already taken command of your time, mastered self-discipline, and elevated your standards. And now it's time for the next crucial phase in this transformation: building an unshakable mindset. Because true success is not just about working longer hours or grinding non-stop. It's about developing mental strength so solid that nothing can break you. A mindset that doesn't bend under pressure. that doesn't retreat in the face of fear, that doesn't crumble when obstacles appear. The reality is, most people never reach their full potential because their minds are fragile. They let fear dictate their actions. They allow minor failures to derail their momentum. They get distracted by negativity, by the opinions of others, by temporary difficulties. And as a result, they never stay on course long enough to create real success. But that won't be your story. From this moment on, you will train your mind to become stronger than your emotions, stronger than your fears, stronger than every barrier that tries to stand in your way. You will develop the kind of mental resilience that allows you to keep pushing forward, no matter what. And this, right here, is where the true test begins. Over the next 6 months, you'll face moments of challenge. You'll encounter doubt. You'll have days where quitting feels easier than continuing. But these are the defining moments, the moments that reveal the difference between those who rise and those who retreat. So ask yourself, what do I do when things get hard? A weak mind starts to collapse. It seeks escape. It makes excuses. It blames everything but itself. But a strong mind, it doesn't flinch. It doesn't whine. It doesn't waste energy feeling sorry for itself. It keeps going, no matter what. And that's the mindset you must now choose to live by. Nothing can stop me. Not pain, not fear, not failure, not struggle, nothing. Most people are ruled by their thoughts. They feed negativity. They give energy to doubt. They focus on problems instead of creating solutions. But you will rise above that. You will control your mind, not the other way around. You will guard your thoughts like your future depends on it. Because it does. From now on, the moment a negative thought enters, you will cut it off. You won't give power to fear, to hesitation, or to self-doubt. You'll become ruthless with your inner dialogue. No more, I hope I succeed. No more, I'll try my best. No more entertaining thoughts of failure. Only absolutes. I will succeed. I will execute. I will win. Because the truth is simple and undeniable. Your mind shapes your reality. If you believe you will rise, you will. If you believe you are unstoppable, you are. If you believe nothing can break you, then nothing can. But the moment you allow doubt to creep in, even for a second, it finds a foothold. And from there, it spreads. It weakens resolve. It slows action. And that's why your mindset must become your most protected asset. As we move into the next phase of your transformation, it's time to apply this unstoppable mindset to mastering the habits that will carry you through the finish line. And that starts by eliminating all sources of negativity. If something doesn't contribute to your growth, it doesn't deserve space in your mind. If there are people around you who constantly doubt you, who try to hold you back or drag you down to their level, you must let them go. If your environment is filled with distractions that keep you from operating at your highest potential, you need to change it immediately, because your mind is a battlefield, and every single day, whether you realize it or not, you're fighting a war inside your own head. You're either feeding strength or feeding weakness. You're either reinforcing the belief that you are unstoppable or letting doubt creep in and slow you down. Here's the truth that most people never fully grasp. Your life is always a reflection of your mind. If your thoughts are weak, your actions will be weak. If your mindset is strong, your results will be powerful. It really is that simple. So over the next 6 months, you will train your mind just as fiercely as you train your body, your skills, and your habits. You will make it stronger every single day. You'll remove every thought that doesn't serve your mission. You will not let fear, doubt, negativity, or distraction dictate your direction. And how do you build that kind of mental strength? You seek resistance. You intentionally expose yourself to struggle. You deliberately step into discomfort. You challenge yourself daily. You do the hard things, not because they're enjoyable, but because they make you stronger. Because the idea... Truth is, a strong mind is only forged under pressure. Most people run from resistance. They choose ease, comfort, and convenience. But that's exactly why they stay stagnant. Strength, real strength, is built when you face what others would avoid. It's built by enduring the hard moments that would break weaker minds. So here's what you must do. Seek out the uncomfortable. Pursue the challenges. Step into situations that stretch you, that make you question your limits. And every time you do, you grow tougher, more focused, more unstoppable. With each test you pass, your mind becomes more resilient. And once you reach that point, nothing can stop you. So ask yourself now, are you truly ready to control your mind? Are you prepared to remove fear at its root? Are you willing to eliminate hesitation? Not just today, but forever? Because once you make that internal decision, once you truly commit to this level of mental power, there's no turning back. The old way of thinking fades away, and you begin operating at a completely different level. Now that you've taken full control of your discipline, your standards, and your mindset, there's only one thing left: relentless execution. Because all the internal strength in the world means nothing if you don't act. You can have the best habits, the sharpest thinking, the most detailed plan, but if you don't follow through, it's all wasted. And this is where most people fail. They hesitate, they overthink, they wait, they convince themselves they need more time, more research, better conditions. And in doing so, they stay stuck, forever planning, but never doing. They look back after years and realize they never made the move, never took the risk, never got started, because they were waiting for the perfect moment. But that won't be you. From this moment forward, you become a machine of execution. No hesitation, no delays, no letting fear slow you down. If something must be done, you do it immediately, without second guessing, without waiting for the mood to strike. This is the ultimate shift that separates dreamers from doers. Most people talk about what they're going to do. They imagine success. They tell themselves that someday they'll take action. But winners? Winners don't talk. They don't wait. They move every day, without excuses, without pause, without permission. That's how you create explosive results in 6 months. Not by waiting for the perfect time, not by hoping for motivation to appear, but by taking bold, immediate action, starting right now. And in the final stretch of this journey, we'll explore how to lock in this level of performance until it becomes your new identity, your new normal. Even if you don't have all the answers, even if you're not fully prepared, even if fear is screaming in your mind, you act anyway. Because here's the unfiltered truth: action kills fear. It builds confidence. It creates momentum. Most people think they need confidence before they act, but that's completely backwards. Confidence doesn't come from sitting and thinking. It comes from doing, from moving, from stepping out into the unknown and showing yourself what you're capable of. The more you move, the stronger you become. The more you push yourself, the more that confidence builds. And before long, all those things that once made you hesitate, that once seemed intimidating, become simple, even easy. So from this moment forward, you'll operate with urgency. No more delays, no more "I'll get to it later." If something must be done, you do it now. If an opportunity shows up, you seize it without hesitation. If a challenge presents itself, you face it head on. You begin to move faster than those around you. You outwork them. You outlast them. You push harder. And that speed, that drive, that intensity, it's what will put you leagues ahead. While others are still stuck thinking, doubting, and planning, you'll already be 10 steps ahead, executing, building momentum, gaining ground, and creating success. And here's the truth that elite performers understand: speed matters. The faster you move, the more chances you create. The more you act, the more momentum builds. And when momentum is on your side, success becomes inevitable. Most people never get to experience this power because they move too slow. They start, stop, hesitate, start again, and repeat the cycle endlessly. But winners don't pause when things get good. They accelerate. They double down. They refuse to slow down. And that's exactly what you must do for the next 6 months. You must become relentless. Execute with a level of urgency and intensity that others can't keep up with. Eliminate hesitation. Remove the temptation to wait. Train yourself to act without fear and without pause. Because here's what no one tells you. Success isn't magic. It's not about luck. It's not hidden behind some secret formula. It's about massive, consistent, relentless action every single day. It's about never wasting a moment. It's about showing up, pushing forward, and refusing to take your foot off the gas, no matter what. And once you start doing this, once you truly commit, you'll discover something powerful. You were always capable of more than you believed. The limits you thought existed, they weren't real. The doubts that haunted you, they were illusions. The fears that held you back, just shadows created by hesitation. Now you're moving. Now you're executing. Now you're proving to yourself with every action that nothing can stop you. And this is where the transformation becomes real. Because once you operate at this level, once execution becomes your second nature, there's no going back. You won't return to hesitation. You won't entertain laziness. You won't let fear run your life anymore. You've become someone new, someone sharper, faster, focused. You've become someone who dominates in every area of life. So now, ask yourself, am I ready to execute like never before? Am I prepared to move faster, work harder, and push further than I ever thought possible? Am I done with hesitation and ready to take bold, massive action every day until success is no longer a possibility but a certainty? Because if the answer is yes, then these next 6 months will become the most powerful defining period of your life. You've made the decision, the one most people are too afraid to make, a decision to take full control of your time, your discipline, your mindset, your execution. You've chosen 6 months of absolute focus, 6 months of unstoppable momentum, 6 months of becoming the strongest, sharpest, most relentless version of yourself. And now, all that's left is to follow through. Because here's the truth. 6 months of laser focus can put you years ahead. 6 months of eliminating distractions, cutting excuses, and taking action every single day can change the course of your entire life. 6 months of full commitment can take you from where you are to where you've always dreamed of being. But that transformation only becomes reality if you commit fully, not halfway, not with a mindset of, I'll try and see how it goes, not while carrying a list of excuses about why it might be too hard, too soon, or too uncertain. You must step in with everything, every ounce of energy, every moment of focused attention, every drop of discipline you can find within yourself. Most people never do this. They get caught in the endless cycle of starting and stopping. They feel a surge of motivation, make some progress, then lose steam. They get excited, but then they let life, fear, or distraction pull them off course. And because of that, they never get to see what they're truly capable of becoming. But you're not like most people, because now you know the truth. You've seen it clearly. Success is not about luck. It's not about waiting for the perfect time. It's not about hoping things will eventually change. It's about execution, relentless, disciplined, focused execution, over and over again. So, from this moment forward, there's no going back. You're in this completely. Every single day, you will wake up and go after your goals with intensity. You will guard your time like your future depends on it, because it does. You will push yourself beyond limits you thought were real. You will cut out every excuse, silence every distraction, and destroy every weakness trying to hold you back. You will execute, not randomly, but with precision, with laser focus, with a fire inside that separates those who win from those who wish. And 6 months from now, you will look back and realize something powerful. This was the moment everything changed. The moment you stopped waiting, the moment you stopped bargaining with yourself, the moment you chose to rise, to push, to claim the life you've always wanted and refused to let anything stop you. But let's be clear, this is not the end. This is just the beginning. Because the person you are becoming, the mindset you are building, the strength you are developing over these next 6 months will never go back to the way things used to be. You'll no longer settle. You'll no longer shrink. You'll no longer live below your potential. Once you've tapped into this version of yourself, once you've built this momentum, this mindset, this unstoppable rhythm, you won't want to slow down again. Why would you? So go. Move with speed. Move with purpose. Move with a level of intensity that forces success to happen, because these next 6 months are yours. If you found value in this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next chapter in this journey of transformation. And if you're ready to inspire others, share this video with someone who needs to hear it today, because the journey to a new life doesn't have to be walked alone. We rise together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.